Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Is killing off Chance a mistake? Fans react to the character's fatal outcome. According to the Young and the Restless spoilers, the decision to kill off Chance Chancellor was questionable. Fans have been reacting to the news of Chance's death since the July 28th show. Of all, Chance is going for a good reason. Connor Floyd has a new job. Floyd is currently filming as the new Chad DiMera on Days of Our Lives, taking up Billy Flynn's old role. However, this does not mean that Y&R had to murder Chance. Chance hadn't shown on television much in recent months, so it would have been just as easy to let him leave. Chance could have taken on another secret mission elsewhere and returned later with a new look. Instead of killing Chance abruptly and undermining the Chancellor family's heritage, the show might have kept the character alive for a recast. Many fans are furious on social media, especially since Chance dies as part of the stupid murder mystery plot in Nice. Chance's fatal gunshot wound is the consequence of a dispute with Carter, hence the entire situation feels needless and unfair to the character. Since Chance was assumed dead in 2021, Nina Webster and his other loved ones have only had to mourn him for a short time. Chance later appeared alive when Connor Floyd took over the role, but this death feels more permanent because it involves bleeding out on screen. That being said, anything is possible in the soap industry. Other characters have died in similar final ways and returned years later, thus Chance's reappearance is not impossible. For the time being, Chance's demise is true, and it may be regarded a mistake by supporters who are grumbling online. According to spoilers from The Young and the Restless, Chance's family and friends will have to mourn this difficult loss. Carter is the inevitable villain. Kane's plan unravels. The Young and the Restless spoilers show that Carter's transformation into the villain makes sense. Stalba's side character will be the easiest to blame for Damian Kane's murder, and then sentenced to prison. Chance Chancellor's arrival at Kane Ashby's delightfully weird and secluded estate in the south of France sets the tone for everything that follows. Kane anticipated that someone would try to kill him. However, his hunch did not include Carter's misplaced allegiance deviating from the intended course. Kane's right-hand man appears to have wanted to eliminate Damian in order to clear a path for Lily Winters. Carter seemed to conclude that removing Damian would allow Kane to reconcile with the love of his life. Phyllis Summers wasn't supposed to be there. Phyllis Summers was talking out loud to herself. That dialogue was designed as a foreshadowing device tipped off the audience. She claimed that the maze felt different on that fateful night. Phyllis's concerns were confirmed when she discovered Chance clutching the suddenly dead Damian in his arms, an ancient dagger protruding from his back. When Carter tossed one of Kane's exotic goods at Damian, he most likely had no idea Phyllis was around. But just moments later she was a witness to the crime. Kane Ashby underestimated his employees. The goon Kane deploys to ensure security endangers Nick Newman's life. The possibly fatal wound in Nick's abdomen was not supposed to occur. Of course, Kane and Carter did not intend for Sharon Newman to pick the lock. That's just one aspect of Kane's master plan that has gone wrong, as his revelation to Amanda Sinclair about using Nick and Sharon's captive state as leverage to forcefully obtain Chancellor was thwarted. Flynn's persona is dependent on an unstable fixer, who improvises in an incompetent manner. In addition to Carter, Kane finds himself in legal trouble in a situation beyond his control. The butler did it in the south of France. If this theory is correct, Carter will shortly be completely exposed as Damian's murderer. Victor Newman and Chance have already witnessed Carter's unguarded admission that he planted the bloodied knife under the sink in Nick's train car. Although Carter may not be unmasked, this character, who is essentially playing the butler, could simply succumb to the mounting pressure and make a full admission as a final act of protection for the man he credits with saving his life. In any case, fans are eager for this extended summer story to conclude. The character's anxiousness is felt on the opposite side of the screen as intended, with Carter serving as the most likely solution to this storyline's riddle, and everyone's return ticket to Genoa City, Wisconsin. Carter's long con against Kane. De Leon family secrets revealed. Y&R murder mystery bombshell. Fans cracked the case, and the butler might be the killer. Genoa City's most perplexing murder case may have just been solved by eagle-eyed fans, and the solution was hidden in plain sight all along. The murder mystery that has kept Y&R fans on the edge of their seats has taken an unexpected turn. Fans on social media are buzzing with a notion so convincing that it has everyone questioning all they thought they knew about Damian Kane's terrible death. And guess what? The butler might have done it this time. Major storyline 1. The De Leon connection that transforms everything. This is when things get exciting. While being held captive at Kane Ashby's French estate, Sharon and Nick Newman discovered something seemingly trivial at the time. Old images of a family that formerly owned the vineyard. What's the name on that photo album? De Leon. Fans are connecting the connections faster than you can say revenge plot. What if Carter, Kane's weirdly loyal secretary, is more than simply a dedicated employee? What if he is a De Leon family descendant with a decades-old grudge against Kane for buying their ancestral home and transforming their beautiful vineyard into a ridiculous hedge maze? One Reddit member put it perfectly. What if Carter is a descendant of the De Leon family? What if he's upset that Kane bought his family's property and destroyed the vines for a silly maze? The hypothesis circulated quickly, with admirers pointing out the cardinal rule of soap writing. Don't drop family names in photo albums for no reason. Major storyline 2. Carter's suspicious behavior suggests guilt. Let's discuss about Carter's questionable conduct since the murder occurred. This ostensibly devoted butler was discovered telling lies about his location when Damian was assassinated. But here's the kicker. Carter made a huge mistake during his questioning of Victor Newman and Chance Chancellor. He mentioned knowing exactly where the bloody knife was planted, which is information only the person who placed it would have.
Actor Vincent Stalba has teased that his character will do anything for his boss, but what if that allegiance is a ruse for something far darker? What if Carter has been playing the long con all along, waiting for the perfect opportunity to punish the guy who stole his family's legacy? The surveillance footage abruptly disappeared. The murder weapon conveniently appeared in Nick's train car. Someone with extensive knowledge of the estate had to be responsible for this, and who understands the maze better than the butler who works there every day? Major storyline number 3, secret tunnels and a master plan. This is when the theory becomes even crazier. Fans speculate that the historic De Leon estate may have subterranean tunnels beneath the chateau and maze. It would explain how Carter could move unobserved, wipe security film, plant evidence, and murder without being seen. But wait. There's more. Some supporters believe Carter's purpose is more than just revenge, it's about regaining what was stolen. If he successfully frames Kane for murder and gets him imprisoned, may Carter use French inheritance laws to reclaim the property? As the last De Leon descendant, he might have a legal case. Murder in a maze, family vendettas, and secret tunnels. This is giving me major Agatha Christie vibes, and I'm living for it. One fan commented. Speculation and what's next? If this notion is correct, Y&R will have pulled off one of the most rewarding turns in years. The writers didn't simply give us a straightforward whodunit, they also incorporated themes of family lineage, stolen inheritance, and multi-generational revenge. But here's what really excites us. If Carter is truly playing this elaborate revenge game, what will happen when the truth is revealed? Will Lily Winters realize she has been blaming the wrong person? Will Kane eventually see that his Gatsby-esque desire of wealth and power has serious consequences? Most importantly, will the De Leons become a new force in Genoa City? One thing is certain, Carter needs to keep an eye on his back. Because if Victor Newman learns about this hypothesis, he will stop at nothing to protect Nick and bring down the real killer. And we all know what happens when you cross the great Victor Newman. Victor Newman declares victory as Kane's empire collapses in violent showdown. Y&R Spoilers, Carter's gun-wielding confession hangs Lily's life on a thread. The most shocking betrayal yet. Just when we thought Genoa City couldn't get any more scary, Carter proved us wrong. In what could be the most shocking scene of the year, Kane Ashby's supposedly faithful aide drew a gun on Lily Winters and made a revelation that left viewers dumbfounded. What are his scary words? All I did was for Kane. And we're not talking about getting coffee or booking meetings here, people. When loyalty turns into deadly obsession. The confrontation began tensely when Lily discovered Carter with Amanda Sinclair. But no one, and I mean nobody, saw this coming. One moment they're having a heated debate, the next, Carter is waving his gun around like he's in a twisted action movie. What makes this even scarier is that Chancellor and Kane himself are desperately attempting to talk him down. Consider this, two grown men literally beg this guy to put down the gun while Lily's life is on the line. What about Carter? He is past the point of no return. His response sent shivers down my spine. He'll find his own way out. Let that sink in for a second. This man is so dedicated to Kane that he is willing to risk his entire life. Everything he did, every lie, cover-up, and shady move, was for his boss. The question dominating social media right now is simple: what exactly is everything? Because, with a gun pointed at Lily and that level of desperation in his voice, we're not talking about typical assistant duties. Victor Newman drops the hammer. Meanwhile, in typical Victor Newman fashion, the Black Knight of Genoa City is already 10 steps ahead. While Carter's having his violent breakdown and Kane's world is imploding, Victor delivers the killing blow with surgical precision. His declaration? The Ashby era is over. Boom. Just like that. After the authorities haul away the bodies, Amanda tries to reassure Kane that the case is pretty much closed and he's in the clear. But let's be real here, when has Victor Newman ever let someone off that easy? Kane knows it too. The man is literally destroying his own office in a rage because he understands exactly what Victor's declaration means. This isn't just about one crisis ending. This is Victor writing Kane's obituary in the Genoa City power structure. What this means for everyone. The ripple effects of Carter's confession are going to be massive. Think about it. If Carter did everything for Kane, that opens up a whole can of worms about what Kane knew and when he knew it. Was he aware of his assistant's obsessive loyalty? Did he use it to his advantage? Or was he genuinely blindsided by how far Carter was willing to go? And poor Lily. First she has to deal with Kane's return and all the baggage that brings, then there's murder and mayhem, and now she's got a gun pointed at her by her ex's deranged assistant. This woman deserves hazard pay and a very long vacation far, far away from Genoa City. The timing of Victor's power move is no coincidence either. While everyone's distracted by the hostage crisis, he's already positioning himself for the kill. Amanda might say the case is closed, but Victor's just getting started. When he declares someone's era is over, it's not a prediction, it's a promise. The burning questions that need answers. As we process this absolutely bonkers turn of events, several questions are keeping me up at night. What exactly did Carter do for Kane? We're talking murder-level loyalty here, and that confession suggests there's a lot more to uncover. Did he commit crimes? Cover up evidence? Take the fall for something Kane did? Why is Carter so devoted to Kane in the first place? This goes way beyond normal employee loyalty. There's got to be a deeper connection here. Maybe Carter owes Kane his life? Or worse, may they be related? And here's the big one, will Lily survive this? Because Carter stating he'll find his own way out while holding her at gunpoint sounds like a man with nothing left to lose. If he's willing to throw everything away for Kane, what's preventing him from pulling Lily down with him? The fallout is just beginning. Kane Ashby came back to Genoa City hoping he could restore his place, win back Lily, and develop his empire. Instead, he's watching everything crumble around him. His assistant just went postal, his ex-wife is being held at gunpoint because of him, and Victor Newman has essentially signed his death warrant in the business world. That office he's trashing? It might be the last one he ever has in this town. Because when Victor Newman declares your era is over, you best believe he's got the power to make it happen. And with Carter's bombshell confession demonstrating just how deep this rabbit hole goes, Kane doesn't just have legal problems, he's got a target on his back the size of Wisconsin. What is the true tragedy in this situation? Carter honestly thought he was helping. In his perverted perspective, everything he did was motivated by loyalty and devotion. But here's the thing about obsession, it destroys everything it touches. And right now, it is about to destroy not only Carter, but also Lily, Kane's future, and who knows how many other lives in Genoa City. One thing is certain, nothing will be the same after this explosive confrontation. Victor has already moved his chess pieces for the decisive checkmate, while Kane is watching his world burn. And Lily? She's caught in the crossfire of a loyalty so twisted it might just be deadly. The Young and the Restless has fans reeling this week, as the shocking July 28th episode delivers one of the most controversial and divisive twists of the year, the final breath of Chance Chancellor, who succumbs to a fatal gunshot wound in the middle of Kane Ashby's chaotic, murder-soaked French villa saga, sparking outrage across social media and dividing viewers over whether the show just made one of its biggest mistakes in recent memory, as Chance's abrupt death, which sees him bleeding out on screen after a struggle with Kane's dangerously unhinged fixer Carter, isn't just another fleeting soap fake-out, but feels like a brutal end for a legacy character whose family, including Nina Webster, has only recently mourned his presumed death back in 2021 before his surprise return, a return now cruelly cut short as Connor Floyd vacates the role for a new gig as Chad D. Mara on Days of Our Lives, leaving fans questioning why the writers chose death over a simple exit like a top-secret mission abroad or even a recast-friendly disappearance, which could have kept the Chancellor name thriving rather than striking a gut punch to that Genoa city dynasty in a storyline many are dismissing as a pointless murder mystery detour set in the south of France. Yet while Chance's death feels like a misstep to many, the surrounding chaos has catapulted Carter into full-blown soap villain territory, unraveling Kane's already fragile plan to leverage Nick and Sharon Newman's captivity to regain the Chancellor fortune, as Carter, who some eagle-eyed fans suspect may secretly be a descendant of the De Leon family whose vineyard Kane bought and converted into his ostentatious hedge maze estate, escalates from slippery assistant to unhinged madman, first by striking down Damian Kane with one of Kane's exotic collectibles, an antique dagger, then by planting the bloody knife under Nick's train car sink, erasing security footage, and seemingly exploiting the maze and rumored secret tunnels beneath the old De Leon property to maneuver unseen, his motives swirling between obsessive loyalty to Kane, everything I did was for Kane, he later confesses at gunpoint, and a deeper, decades-old vendetta rooted in reclaiming what his family lost. A theory fans say explains the conveniently placed photo album Sharon and Nick discovered while captive, the vanishing surveillance, and Carter's chilling slip-up to Victor Newman and Chance when he revealed knowledge only the true killer could possess about the murder weapon's location. Meanwhile, as Chance bleeds out and Carter's mental state teeters on the edge, Lily Winters is thrust into mortal danger when Carter, cornered and desperate, pulls a gun on her during a confrontation with Amanda Sinclair, Kane, and Chance, prompting a heart-pounding standoff where Kane and Chance, even in his final moments, plead for Lily's life while Carter, consumed by his warped devotion, vows to find his own way out.